Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Amy. I am new to the whole makeup world. So this first video here, I kind of wanted to do like a get ready with me introduction type video. Hopefully that's what I've accomplished. So if you want to see basically how I did this look, kind of my take on a monochromatic, like one color theme look, please feel free to watch the video. I have done this look also with yellows. You can do it with like a few different colors. Like basically if you have a shade range, it would be the same steps. So if you want to see this look, feel free to keep watching. And if you want to see more of me and want to take a journey with me on this crazy idea to start videoing, feel free to subscribe, and I will try and put out new videos as often as I can. I'm thinking every Friday is a good day. So yeah, please feel free to stay tuned, and thank you for watching. Okay, so I went ahead and put on my base. So primer, foundation, concealer. That's how I start my routine. Doesn't matter usually what eye look I'm going to be doing because I just like to put my face on. So the next thing that I'm going to do is actually just bring a little bit of color back into my face. I look a little like washed out white. I right now I'm using the Studio Fix by MAC. It is in the color NW30 as my bronzer. I'm due for a new one. Obviously I'm starting to hit pan in this one. But then I just go in with a fluffy brush. I like this one. This one I use quite a bit, and then this one I use quite a bit as well. That's why they're a little dirty right now. But I like these brushes because they almost fit just like right underneath your cheekbone. So it kind of gives you that perfect spot or that perfect shape to get to the spot that you're really wanting to put your bronzer in. So I'm just going to go in with that. And just a little bit on my chin. And the other side. And I kind of go, let's face it, I go a little ham with this because I'm trying to warm up my skin, but not too crazy that I look like different colors on my face and then on my neck, because obviously like that's not gonna work out. And I have been tanning a little bit, so I could darken up maybe, let's face it, maybe like a shade, maybe two, but for the most part I stay pretty light. Okay, so just enough to get a little bit of color in there to warm up the face. You can go as dark or as light as you would like to. That's up to you. I say that there are no wrong ways to do your makeup if it makes you happy and it makes you feel beautiful, because that's what makeup is supposed to do. It's to accentuate and make you feel your most beautiful, and that's whatever does that for you. So next I'm gonna kind of deepen the contour up a little bit for my face. I have a pretty round face, so I want to make it look like I actually have cheekbones and a little bit of structure to my face. So I go in with the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil Medium Deep Matte Bronzer. Again, due for a new one. I'm getting down to the pan, but I'm going to use it until it's gone because makeup's expensive. So then I take a nice like round brush here. This is the Morphe JH05 from the Jaclyn Hill Face Collection. You can get just the face brushes at Ulta. I think you can get them at any Morphe store. You can also get them on Morphe.com. These are great brushes. The only struggle that I've had with these brushes is that I tap too hard. Like apparently I'm a power tapper when it comes to tapping off excess product on my brushes. I have dented, I don't know if you can see this, but I have like dented my brushes at the metal, and then some of them, like this brush here, my bronzer, I've actually cracked the brush like down the handle of the brush. So maybe be gentle. Anyway, so this is the type of brush that I take, and I get a little bit more precise with my bronzer, like right into that cheekbone. So just swirl and tap off, again, as much or as little as you want, and then I always go up towards my hairline, trying to avoid getting into my hairline. I have very, very white blonde hair, so if I get too close to my hairline, it goes into my hair, and then I have a nice little mess for myself. So usually I will pull my hair back with a headband or clips or whatever I've got, just to keep my hair out of the way. So then just a little bit, I dipped in a little bit more, like just on the points that I feel like the sun, when, you know, when you kind of are looking in the mirror in the car, or when you're outside and, you know, you're kind of taking selfies or whatever, watch where the sun naturally hits you on your face, because that to me is where I'm going to put my bronzer, and that's where I'm going to put my highlight, because those are the places that the sun is naturally going to catch, and I think it's just flattering, at least for me. So that's what I do. All right, so we are done with color to the face, so we're looking nice and warm. You can nose contour here. It depends on my mood. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. You know, if I want my nose to look a little bit more like structured, great. If not, great. Like I don't have strong feelings one way or the other on a nose contour. So the next thing that I am going to do though is I am going to bake a little bit underneath my eyes and on the side of my face, and I do this while I put on my eyeshadow, so that way it can be kind of set, and also I'm protecting like what I've done with powder, so I can, if anything happens, I can just wipe things away. So I go from the corner of my mouth up to like the center of my ear, like right here, just a straight line, and then I kind of just drag it down, trying to, again, create shape and structure to my face. Because again, I have a very, very, I wouldn't say very, very round face, but I have a rounder face. So just giving it a little bit more of that, like, you know, that like nice kind of structured look that we all know and love. And I look a little crazy, I am aware. It will be fine. Okay, so then this is definitely more important when I actually do nose contour, but even when I don't, I put like a little bit of a line here, because I did brush any of that bronzer, like I just kind of brush it across my nose pretty quickly just to impart any excess color onto that, so you can still get a little bit of a nose contour by just putting your setting powder. And I'm sorry, the setting powder that I'm using is the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. I just saw, I don't know if this is new, so please feel free to comment down below if it's not and I've been living under a rock, but they have a Laura Mercier translucent glow setting powder, or translucent setting powder glow. I want to try that. The next thing to set my under eyes, I have color corrected. I have very dark circles under my eyes. My eyes are just dark naturally, and also I don't sleep enough. So I am going to go in with the Urban Decay Naked Skin Shapeshifter palette. This palette comes with two sides of it. It is the powder. Wow, that's not autofocusing, and this is dirty. I'm very sorry. So the powder side, there is a darker, more like chocolatey, cooler bronzer that normally comes in this pan. Mine has broken. It's broken twice in this palette. I don't understand why. I don't know if I'm just too rough on it, but and then it also has the cream contour side, like the creams on the other side of it. It's like a little book, you know, so there's a mirror in the middle, which is kind of inconvenient because mine gets covered in powder. But this is great. You know, I picked this up quite a bit. So I don't use the cream contour side. I don't really know how to work with cream contour. If you want to see me try and work with cream contour, that could be interesting. We can try it, but I just generally don't. I use a lot of powders, which, hey, maybe I need to try cream cream contours or cream, you know, anything with how dry my skin is right now. So, so I just take my sponge again. This is a Morphe sponge. I think it's the Face and Contour sponge. And that's what I've used to put on, obviously, my setting powder to bake. And then I'm going to use the pointy side to get underneath my eyes and just set a powder underneath there. I previously, as I said, set my entire face after I did my foundation and my concealer. So this is really more just to protect underneath my eyes because I'm going to be using some pretty bright colors. So okay, so now I'm ready to start my eyes. So the first thing that I do, especially when I'm working with like pastels or brighter colors, because my eyes are a little darker, even though I've already concealed, is I want to put on like a primer, basically. There's a couple that you can use. There's the MAC Painterly. I have that one as well. This I picked up. I love this, especially, like I said, for pastels, because it gives you a nice white base. So this is the Jeffree Star Magic Concealer in the color C0. If you get a chance to head over to his website, head over to Morphe, head to a Morphe store, he has such a huge shade range on this concealer, and it's a nice concealer, and it's not crazy priced. So it's kind of that in between. It's not drugstore, but it's not, you know, the other end of the spectrum that it's a bajillion-dollar concealer. You know, I think you definitely, to a point, get what you pay for when it comes to cosmetics. Now, that is not to say that the foundation that I'm wearing is drugstore. There are some really great products, and they've gotten better as the industry, I feel like, has like grown. So I definitely think that whatever like your price point is, you will find something amazing in that price point. So I mean, but if you get a chance to pick this concealer up, or any white concealer will do the trick just fine. So, and then I take a small itty bitty little sponge and just blend that out to cover my entire upper lid. I'm trying very hard to not have this hit my the underneath of my eye there. And I wear contacts, so every time I'm doing my eyes, like, I feel like I'm moving my contact around. I'm like, I can't see. So it always gets interesting here. All right, so just as even as you can make it. I mean, we're gonna be putting colors over this, so I mean, it doesn't have to necessarily be the most perfect, but as even as you can make it is my rule of thumb. And now I'm going to go back in with that same sponge, a little bit of setting powder right over top, again, just using that shapeshifter palette to set, because I don't want it tacky. I want to make sure that it's a nice set surface, because I still struggle with blending, and blending is key for everything in the universe. So I like to make it as easy on myself as possible. So I look crazy right now. Yep. That's fine. It'll all come together, I hope. There. So eyes are primed, ready to go. We have a nice little base here for what we're going to be doing. So now I am going to start in with, this is the Jeffree Star Jawbreaker palette. I love this palette. It is so bright. Like, it's overwhelming. I don't know how to use 97% of this. Let's say 98% of this, because the colors are just so bright and gorgeous, and it's intimidating. But hey, let's try it. Let's play around. Okay, so first I'm going to go in with this purple, like lavender color here called Gumdrop, and that is going to be the first color that I pop into my crease. So I'm just making sure I have a super clean brush, because this is a very light pale purple, and I want to make sure that that's the color that I impart. So just swirling in there, tapping off the excess, and then we're gonna go right into that crease. And see, this is what I love, is that by putting down that white, and I don't know, I'll get a little closer because I don't want to play too much with my zoom, but by putting down that white concealer, like that first like super light lavender color, you can really see it when you first put that on there. So I love that. And then you just back and forth, you know, intensifying that color as much as you can in the crease. And then, you know, little circles to blend it out towards your eyebrow. And that is the key, is always, like I said, blending makes the world go round. So just keep blending it, blending it, blending it. More product at, you know, your crease in that intense area, and then blending it out as you get less product on your brush into like up towards your eyebrow. And again, I'm just using a fluffy crease brush. This is the Jaclyn Hill 34. You know, it's a little bit more precise, so it's got, you know, a little bit more of a tapered look to it. It's a fluffy crease brush, so just grab one of those and go ham. So picking up a little bit more product back in there, because we want to just intensify that right into that crease. And so this look is a little bit different than ones that I have tried before because it's purple, and I don't work with purples a lot. I don't really know why. Like, I don't know. I guess I'm more of just like a neutral, you know, warm toned person, you know, that smoky eye that's neutrals and grays and stuff like that. That's kind of my realm. But for this one, I decided, like, hey, let's try something different. So yeah, here we are. Alright, so again, just intensifying that, especially right at that crease again, and then just blending it out to your eyebrow. I definitely want this to be like a cooler look, like everything just like almost like a wintry look. Alright, so going back in, again, windshield wiper motions at first, and then blending out towards your lid. Correction, towards your eyebrow, because you are already at your lid. Anyway, I am so sorry. I'm like horrible at telling you guys what I do because it's weird at first. So, all right, so back into the crease here, enough distractions. And then again, just out towards that eyebrow. Now, I do struggle with this eye a little bit. I don't understand why. This is my problem child. But the only thing I can think of is this eyelid is a little bit more hooded than this one. I have hooded eyes to a point, like they're not the craziest hooded eyes you've ever seen, but they do, like they're just a little bit more hooded. So this like right here does tend to be a little bit more hooded, and I struggle to get the color up there. So you really have to be conscious of that. And I like focus there and kind of really make sure I'm getting that color out, because you want it to be seen. Like, yes, you want that depth into the crease, but you also want that color to be out, like that it can be seen when your eyes are open. So going in with a little bit more, obviously trying to really match both sides and not look like a crazy person. I am loving this purple. Oh my goodness, it's so pretty. Like I said, I picked this this up in the summer, and I've barely played with this palette because I'm so intimidated by all the colors. Like, they're gorgeous, but I'm just like, I'm not a professional. I have no idea what I'm doing. Like, I could look like Bozo the Clown. So what better than to try putting on bright, brilliant colors for my first YouTube video ever. Anyway, moving on. So yeah, that looks pretty good. Yeah. All right, so just dusting off the extra. I have like a little paper towel that I keep down, and then I also have this that came in my FabFitFun box. This is a color switch, and it instantly moves makeup from brushes. Is it 100% perfect? Like, my brush bristles are white. Like, will I pull out a white brush bristle? Bristle. No, you will not. I haven't, at least yet. Maybe I'm not using it enough, but I'm like losing pieces of this thing. But it's enough that you're not gonna impart color. Like, there's not gonna be color if you decide to use this brush again. So that's pretty stinking awesome. All right, so now for the next part of this, I am going to go in with a darker purple, because that's what, to me, that is what I'm doing. That's my take on this monochromatic look, is that I'm just gonna be basically using all purples and like close to the same shades, so that way, you know, I can kind of deepen that look and really make it, I don't know, like awesome, I guess. I don't know, but make it more like my take on monochromatic. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with the large James Charles palette. This is not the mini, but the mini would work. I'm just as good. I think it's the same colors. I haven't really seen it, but I think that it's the same colors, just in a smaller, more compact version. Like, your pans might be a little smaller, but this is what it looks like. And so I am going to go in, I think, with this purple here next, and I have to get like the little sheet out. It is called Single, and I'm going to take, I think I'm going to use that same 34 brush, which is great because you really could do this look, hopefully, with about 1 or 2 brushes. You know, I know that was when I first started doing my makeup. I didn't have makeup brushes really. Like, I didn't know the importance of makeup brushes. But so yeah, so I'm going to go in, swirl, tap just a little bit on there, and then really get into that crease, you know, and keeping it down more, like going more onto your lid than up into the upper part of the eye. So really just going into that crease and onto that lower part of the eyelid. And again, you want to, for me, I always like to start with a little bit of color and build. I have seen people who have done it the opposite. They have put basically like, bam, hello color, and then they blend it out. That escapes me. That doesn't translate for me. So I don't know how to do that. I would look like I got punched in the eye. Just no. So I don't. I go in with a little bit and try and blend that out and then add more, because I feel like I can always stop. I won't. I could stop, but I won't. I'll still keep putting color on my face. But you can stop at a point and say, okay, that's good. Like, I did it. Nailed it. And like I said, for this part, I do kind of stick more towards the back and forth motions. Use just those windshield wiper motions here, because I'm trying not to go up onto that top part of your eyelid, like at your brow bone, or really the crease. Like, I'm trying to deepen up my crease and then put a little bit of color onto this part of the lid here, like the lower upper part of the lid, if that makes sense, which it doesn't, but that's okay, because I'm looking to have a transition from one color to the next so that is my whole purpose for laying down this gorgeous color. Like, it's stunning as well. That's pretty good. Now I'm going back and forth between 2 shimmers. And I think I'm going to do, okay, I think I've got it. So take a tapered flat eyeshadow brush here, and what we are going to do is the color Love That in the, right here, this one, in the James Charles palette. I'm going to take that and I'm going to pop that like I'm a professional. Like, I'm going to pop that right on my eye. Okay. but I'm going to pop that right on, like just pat that onto my entire lid here, like across the whole thing. And what's really nice is those colors are very, very close in shades. So there is some transition and you can go, I would say take your crease brush, the one that you've been using, and definitely like diffuse that color out as well. You know, because we want it to be seamless. We don't want any hard lines or any basically seams. And I'm going to do the other side, same thing, and I'm just using like a patting motion because I don't want to, I mean, it's not the darkest color ever, but I don't want to do too much. Like, let's not go cray. And again, this is actually going to just be a base for a shimmer that I'm going to like deepen this whole thing up with. So again, back to that crease brush and just blending it out. I cannot say it enough. Like, everything I do is based on just being able to blend, blend, blend until your hand falls off, and then you will pick it up, glue it back on, and keep blending. That is my, if that's the only thing that you get from this video, you'll be like, girl likes to blend. It's true, I do. All right, so that is done. Wiping this one off. Okay, so I'm going to use the exact same flat taper brush that I used to put down to like tap that color on, and I'm gonna grab a little bit of Fix Plus and just spray that brush. I inevitably have to spray about 3 or 4 times because the first couple times I miss the brush every time. I apparently don't have depth perception of any kind, so here we are. All right, so now I'm going to, that damp brush, I'm going to tap into the color Bite Me down here, and I don't know if you can like see, but look how gorgeous that is. Like, yes, it's a shimmer, but it's almost like it's a foiled shadow. So I don't know, I did not read the package. I was just so excited to be like, I got this palette. So I have no idea if that's what was intended, that it's a foil, but it's really sparkly. So we are just going to tap that onto that, basically on top of that color that we just tapped on, because we want to give it a little bit of something. And I really, really like the whole process of building eyeshadow, because like right now I'm like looking at it in my mirror over here and I'm like, gosh, my crease is not as like bam, or like, oh, I'm seeing a little bit of like, I can see the lines between my shadows, so I'm gonna go back in after, you know, and then I'm gonna deepen that up, or I'm gonna correct it. Like, that's the thing, by not going all in, like bam, like here it is, you have it, you can correct a little bit more. And I think for me, like especially like just now, like kind of learning how to do my makeup and really play with it, that's been the thing, is knowing how to, when I do flub up something, how to go in and correct it. I cannot tell you the number of times that I have had eyeliner all over my face, mascara all over my face, like, and not all over, but you know, like you can see it and like, what do I do? You know, so correcting that without ruining your entire makeup, like that for me is like key. We've gone down the rabbit hole here, people. Okay, so just back in with that color. My brush is feeling a little bit dry to me, so one more. See, I missed. Just sprayed my backdrop. So one more little spritz, which actually is 2 more as we've discussed. I have no depth perception. Okay. I love it when a plan comes together. It's so rare that it happens. All right, and then again, grabbing that JH34, that fluffy brush, I'm gonna go back in with the color Single, because like I said, I noticed, you might not be able to see it here, but like I noticed that there's definitely like room for more blending and shading there. So I'm just, now that that's done, I'm gonna go back in and kind of marry everything together. I am adoring this right now. Like, why don't I ever wear purples? I love it. Because I'm not fun. That's just not fun. No fun color having. Okay. Yes. So again, getting rid of the excess. You can always, like I said, I keep a paper towel down here. I wipe off the excess and then I go to my color switch. Because sometimes I do just take too much product, and even tapping, even the power tapper that I am, like literally all of my brushes are dented, but it's just too much. So I need to take off, and especially I want to use this brush again. And I'm going to go back in with Gumdrop from the Jawbreaker palette, and we're going to go just over top. I feel like we've accomplished something spectacular today. That's it. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so I think for now I am going to be done with the upper portion of my eyes. I take that exact same sponge that is obviously filthy, filthy, filthy from the first part of this whole journey. And I have still some translucent setting powder on the flat end. So I'm going to take that and just kind of clean up that edge. All right, and then I'm going to take my large brush, like my powder brush, and wipe off that bag because it's been on there for a hot second. Okay. Beautiful. Now, I am going to go and do, I think I'm going to do my liner off camera. Multiple reasons. I'm still not the greatest at winged eyeliner. And so if I curse a lot, I can do that in the privacy of my own home. And then also too, just for time purposes, if you do want to see my eyeliner routine, let me know, comment below. I will do that. But I just, for time, I want to make sure that I shorten this up a bit. Okay. Yeah. I'm shook. Like, it's not bad. It's not bad. All right. Welcome back to me. Anywho, so now let's quickly do our lower lash line. And this is going to maybe be a little tricky to see because I like to pick up my palette and use the mirror in my palette so I can get like really close. So bear with me. I will try and explain this as I go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that color Love That and mix it with Single, just like tap my flat brush into both of those colors, tap off the excess, and then I'm going to put that right in that lower, like almost like stamping it on my lower lash line, and trying not to get it too much in my waterline. And then you can come right up and kind of like flick it out to give like a little bit. Don't get too freaked like, oh my god, I now have a line there. That's fine. That's what I've just done actually. But that's okay because we're going to blend this out with other colors. So do not panic. All right, same thing. Goodness, sorry. Like, it's so weird when you're trying to put makeup on yourself, but in a way that others can see it on a camera. And you've never done anything like this before, but you're trying it out. Okay, perfect, beautiful, gorgeous. So now I'm going to go back over all of this here with the color Escape, and it is a pretty deep, dark purple, and this is from the James Charles palette. And I'm going to take like a regular pencil brush here, like a fluffy pencil brush, and pick that color up. Yes, okay. All right, so now that that is done, wow, I've literally got powder everywhere. So now I'm going to go back in with Gumdrop on, it's like a flat, like, it's not a blender brush. I don't actually know what this brush is called. I don't know things like that, but it is a JH36. It's a little bit longer bristle. brush. This is, again, all of my brushes for the most part are Morphe. I will try and remember that if they are not, I will let you know. But if they're not Morphe, they're probably going to be some like no name. Anyway, going back in with that gumdrop on the top of that brush, and then we're just gonna go right underneath all of those colors and kind of blending those together. Stick a fork in me. I'm done. Okay, so yeah, no, I'm liking that. All right, so next thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put liner into my lower waterline. And I really like the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide on eye pencils. This is in Yayo. It's just a nice white. Like I said, I want this to be very like frosty looking. So I'm just going to pop some white eyeliner into my lash line. So yeah, so we're done with that. We're gonna call that good. We're gonna move on to the rest of my face still. So next blush, I'm gonna go in with the Urban Decay Afterglow 8-Hour Powder Blush in the color Fetish. It's a kind of like a purpley, mauvey, those probably aren't the right color names for it, but it's just like a rosy colored blush. So to kind of keep with that like purple toned theme that we've got going on. So I just take that on an angle brush, angle poured the tapered part pointing towards my ear and my hair here. I start at my, you know, of my cheeks and then move back towards my hairline. All right, perfect. So that is totally it. Just kidding, that is not totally it. I forgot to do my brow bone and my corner of my eye. So I'm going to go in with the color Virgin here for my brow bone and just really get that highlighted a bit and lighten that up. Perfect, so lightening that up. So then I'm going to go in with the JH39 pencil brush. I don't think you can see that at all. Nope, not at all, but there it is. Just a little like dainty little brush, and then I'm going to go in with the color Jawbreaker and pop that into the inner corner to really bring that sparkle out. You could use your highlighter as well if you wanted to. If you use a highlighter, you could use, you know, shimmer shade. You could do a shimmer purple if you have it. I wouldn't use like a darker shade here unless, excuse me, unless you're going really for a dramatic look, and even then, like I just feel like it might make you look like you got punched in the eye. So, and that's never a good look. I'm kind of bringing it down into this bottom lash line and going up. Just what's left, I'm not dipping in, just kind of to mirror that's okay. So we're done with that, perfect. Now we are officially done with our eyes, face. So then after that, I double set my makeup. So because again, before right now, I struggled with my makeup sliding off my face. So I set twice. First I use an aerosol setting spray. This is the Jeffree Star Morphe collab setting spray, the Set and Refresh Mist in Starberry. It smells divine. I don't know if I just use it like because it just smells so good, but just a little bath in that. I just inhaled it. And it's in my mouth. That's fine. But yeah, just setting that, and then just give it a nice dry. I have a fan. Yes, I know that that's a little bougie. There's a story behind it, of course. And since you're getting to know me, I will tell you. I have a wooden paddle brush that I previously used to dry my makeup. You know, you just fan it really quick, like going. And I think my husband and I were going out on like a date night or something, so I was in a hurry, you know, trying to set my powder finish because he's always waiting on me, always. I whacked myself in the face with this wooden paddle brush, and I mean, literally had like the biggest bruise on my jawline, like right on my jaw. It hurt so bad. It like brought tears to my eyes. And after that, I'm like, you know, fan's not a bad idea. Like, and I've gotten a couple of different ones. This is the, I don't even know, the Version Tech hand fan. You can get it on Amazon. I think I found them or searched them because of Jaclyn Hill and her videos. Love her. So they're very inexpensive, and it's worth it to not create damage to your face. Okay, so next I'm going in with my highlight, and I am using the Hyper Real Glow MAC. That's a nice little like palette for highlighters. I have this one. This is the color Get Lit, or the palette Get Lit. I don't know. This is what it looks like though. We're gonna go in with this middle one, which I think is actually Get Lit. Like the palette, I think name is Get Lit, but I think this color is actually Get Lit. This is Like a Dream, and this is Gleam Sheen. So I'm going in with just this, like a fluffy brush. You can use a fan brush. I use both. It just depends on, I think, how much like you want it concentrated and like what you really want it to look like. I feel like a fan brush like puts it on a little thinner, and you can kind of build it, whereas this, like, I feel like concentrates it a little bit more, but that's what I'm going for because I want to be frosty today. I told you. All right, so just going in, tapping off, and then I have a lot of texture like on the lower part of my cheeks. I have larger pores here, and like I said, my skin's rebelling against me, so I don't want to bring attention to that, so I'm just gonna keep my highlight up towards the top part of my cheekbone, and then kind of into my temple, and then dipping it again, and then going just on the top of my forehead. Again, basically going over where I deepened that bronzer earlier and like made that contour, because that's where I feel the sun would naturally hit my face. All right, and then just the tip of my nose, the bridge of my nose, just back and forth, the top of my Cupid's bow, which I do contour my lips just a little bit. I don't have the thinnest lips ever, but who doesn't want fuller lips? Anyway, all right. So that is enough highlight because we are now shimmery shiny, beautiful. And then I will go back in and I will set with Fix Plus. I usually set with the Urban Decay All Nighter. I did not grab that. I'm not gonna get up to grab it because I'm super lazy right now. So I'm just gonna set with my Fix Plus. It does the same thing. Okay. It smells amazing. I do think that the All Nighter does maybe work a little bit better, but like I said, I'm not leaving my house today, so it's not like I need to super glue my makeup down. Okay. So I'm gonna pop off, do my lips and my mascara, and then I will be back. Okay, so this is the final look. Oh, I'm breaking stuff. Got so excited. So I used, for my lips, I used the color Goddess from Lorac, their highly pigmented cream lipstick. I very rarely get to use this shade, so it was part of my inspiration for this whole look. But again, keeping with that monochromatic like look, but this is it. So lashes, nothing special. If you want to know what I used, feel free to comment below. I will let you guys know. So yeah, this is it. So thank you for coming on this journey with me. Again, if you want to keep seeing videos, feel free to subscribe. We will go on this journey together. Hopefully we will get better. And any questions or concerns or anything like that, feel free to let me know, reach out. Yeah, so thanks for watching, guys.